Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Friday, October 31st, 2025. I'm Rana Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Nazar and Azud Mohammed are granted bail as they face U.S. extradition and new GRA summons. The EU's new ambassador says Guyana is at the center of regional transformation and key to Europe's green and digital partnership vision. Guyana's annual Honeyfest showcased local beekeepers, entrepreneurs, and innovative honey products. And Sophia resident Lucille marked her 100th birthday, inspiring all with her sharp mind, humor, and lifelong dedication to family and community. Businessmen Nazar and Azud Mohammed were today granted $150,000 bail each by City Magistrate Judy Lachman. As part of their bail conditions, they must surrender their passports and report to police every Friday between 1 and 3 p.m. The matter is adjourned to November 10th for further proceedings. The Mohammeds were arrested on their U.S. extradition requests, linked to an alleged U.S. $15 million gold export and tax evasion scheme made under the Guyana-UK extradition treaty. A legal team led by the King's Counsel Terrence Williams secured the arrest warrant. According to the U.S. indictment, the duo faced charges of wire and mail fraud, money laundering, conspiracy, and customs violations, involving over 10,000 kilograms of gold, a U.S. $5.3 million gold seizure in Miami, and an under-invoiced luxury vehicle worth U.S. $680,000. Both the men and their company, Mohameds Enterprise, were previously sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury's OFAC. U.S. lawyers allege the pair are part of a network in Venezuela and the Middle East. Defense lawyers Sian Dujuran and Rosal Ford say no evidence supports these claims and suggest the matter be taken to the Constitutional Court. As they left court, the Mohammeds were served with another summons by the Guyana Revenue Authority, even as Azud maintained his innocence.
I am innocent.
Both appeared in handcuffs at the Georgetown Magistrates Court, where supporters gathered. Azud, leader of the Win Party, is expected to be elected opposition leader when Parliament convenes on Monday. Authorities say the men will continue to be processed under the Fugitive Offenders Act. Republic Bank Guyana Limited and Demerara Bank Limited have both posted strong financial results for the year ending September 30th, 2025, reflecting continued confidence in Guyana's growing economy. Republic Bank recorded a profit after tax of $8.37 billion, up from $7.26 billion last year. Total assets climbed to $166.36 billion, and shareholders' equity rose to $43.32 billion. The bank declared a final dividend of $3 per stock unit, bringing total dividends to $8.75 per unit. Chairman Nigel Baptiste said the results reflect prudent risk management and steady economic growth. Meanwhile, Demerara Bank reported a profit after tax of $8.41 billion, an increase of more than 80%. Deposits rose by 19% to $208 billion, and loans grew by 32% to $126.6 billion, representing nearly half of total loan growth across the banking sector. Chairman Komal Samru credited the bank's success to strong economic fundamentals and a focus on innovation and sustainability. Meanwhile, Citibank has announced plans to establish a representative office in Guyana, pending approval from the Bank of Guyana. The move is part of the bank's strategy to capitalize on the country's rapid economic growth. The global bank said the decision reflects Guyana's expanding infrastructure, export financing, and attractive investment climate. With operations in over 90 countries, Citi aims to use its international expertise to support Guyana's financial infrastructure and development. Pablo Del Val, Citi's head for Central America and the Caribbean, said the bank is eager to work with local authorities and stakeholders to foster strong, lasting partnerships. The move follows the passage of the Financial Institutions Amendment Act 2024, which allows foreign banks to establish representative offices in Guyana with regulatory approval. The legislation is designed to attract international expertise, investment, and advanced financial technology, strengthening the country's growing financial sector. The European Union's new ambassador to Guyana, Luca Perotoni, says the country is entering one of its most dynamic periods of growth, standing at the center of regional transformation. He was speaking today at the Pegasus Hotel during the EU Caribbean Export Bridge workshop, focused on green and digital enterprise development.
This is a much more exciting moment of the life of Guyana than it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, you had the feeling that something was happening, but you didn't really know what was happening. And now you start having an idea of what will come next. But it is still perhaps that phase of development where you are in the middle of it. You don't see the benefits, but you see some challenges.
Tony, who took up his post 2 weeks ago, said the EU wants to boost its visibility and business presence in Guyana and deepen collaboration through the CARIFORUM EU Economic Partnership Agreement.
The first question is what we can do to increase the European presence here in Guyana. We have now some business missions that we've been organizing. There is one now that is going on in December, in which we basically accompany some Guyanese companies to Europe. And we do a little tour and we show them a number of initiatives to try to see to what extent some conversations might be kicked off.
The ambassador said Guyana's growing role in regional trade and investment aligns with the European Union's Global Gateway vision to promote sustainable, green, and digital partnerships. The bridge workshop, held over 2 days at the Pegasus, also highlights new funding opportunities, offering up to 100,000 euros for green transition projects and 50,000 euros for digital transformation initiatives. When returned, Honeyfest highlights Guyana's beekeepers, a remarkable 100th birthday celebration, and a tragic road accident that claims the life of a young father.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Welcome back. At today's Honeyfest, beekeepers and entrepreneurs showcase their skills and Guyana's growing honey industry. The Ministry of Agriculture's annual Honeyfest brought together beekeepers, entrepreneurs, and honey lovers at the GLDA lawns earlier today, highlighting local talent and the growing honey industry in Guyana. Producers share their journey and challenges from transporting hives in remote areas to expanding their product lines, while events like Honeyfest provide valuable exposure and opportunities to grow their businesses. Neil Grant, a beekeeper with 15 years of experience, highlighted the importance of Honeyfest in giving producers more visibility.
It's exposure to a wider market, a wider clientele. We get a chance to interact with the public to, enlighten them about some of the different varieties and the various nuances of honey. A lot of people come in and they're asking why you have different shades of honey, so you're able to educate them as to why that is so. And I would expect that persons take that knowledge and go away with it, and they know where they have where they can get quality honey from.
Sonia Bachir, a local producer for the past 4 years, spoke about how she has expanded her products and some challenges she faces.
At this event last year, we only came with honey. But this year, we expanded into soaps, body scrubs, and candles. We also have a alcoholic beverage, rum punch. We also have an alcoholic beverage rum punch. Transportation is my biggest challenge, and to hone in on persons who can assist you. Paid help, that's not available in this field.
Another beekeeper, Shion Chisholm, shared some innovative ways she's been using her honey products.
From the honey, you have all these other byproducts, right? So instead of using the bare honey and use the other stuff as waste, you turn them into different byproducts, such as the soap, and also the coconut is a pollen source for the bees. So we get into coconut, and then you produce a coconut oil. So those are two things work. One is byproducts and one is pollen.
As Honeyfest continues to grow, beekeepers are optimistic that such events will boost local honey production and inspire more people to enter the industry. Sophia resident Lucille celebrated a remarkable milestone this week, marking her 100th birthday, surrounded by family, friends, and members of her church community. The spirit of Centenarian shared that the secret to longevity is hard work and taking care of others. Human Services and Social Security Minister Dr. Vinay Prasad visited Lucille, noting that she cheerfully recounted stories from her life, her church involvement, and her excitement for the grand celebration she had planned, inviting hundreds of guests much to her family's surprise. Despite her age, Lucille remains sharp and witty, recalling past events with remarkable clarity. Loved ones described her as a kind and lively soul, whose wisdom and humor continue to inspire those around her. Warm wishes continue to pour in as Lucille celebrates this extraordinary milestone, with hopes for many more happy, healthy years surrounded by her loved ones. A young housewife has been left widowed after her husband lost his life in a tragic early morning accident on the No. 2 Public Road, West Coast, Berbice. Dead is 32-year-old Azim Khan, an excavator operator of Bat Settlement. Police said the accident happened around 5:45 a.m. when Khan reportedly lost control of his motorcycle while trying to make a left turn. The bike slammed into a concrete fence along the northern side of the road. Public-spirited residents rushed to his aid and took him to the Bat Regional Hospital, but doctors sadly pronounced him dead on arrival. His wife, Dushala Sukwa, told Ignite News that Khan had just left for work when tragedy struck.
When I reach there, I tell the driver though, me no want come out because something me no want see. So when I brought in over them down carry, I just see motorbike alone damaging and police was there.
Overcome with shock, she said she couldn't bring herself to look at the scene. Moments later, she got the heartbreaking confirmation that her husband had died.
I couldn't take it anymore. Because he left on the baby too.
Azim Khan leaves behind his wife, their 5-month-old baby girl, and 2 stepchildren. He is remembered as a hard-working and devoted father. When we come back, Guyana's young athletes chase glory at the South American Games. The West Indies sweep Bangladesh to style, and World Athletics battles a major fraud scandal.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Night News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. Ghana's young athletes are on a mission for medals as they kick off competition at the Junior South American Games. Ghana is fielding a powerhouse team of young athletes at the Games, which begin today in Lima, Peru. Leading the lineup is triple jump standout Rodal Green, aiming to soar to the podium. Sprint star Skylar Charles and Onesi Dunn are set to light up the track in the 100 and 200 meters, while Tishan Easton brings speed and grit to the 200. In middle distance action, Javan Roberts and Kaden Brassard will represent Ghana in the 800 meters, and the nation will also take on the 4x400 meters relay. The Games mark a major milestone for Ghana's rising athletes, a chance to showcase their strength, speed, and spirit on the international stage, as they look to bring home medals and national pride. The West Indies wrapped up a 3-0 series sweep over Bangladesh with a 5-wicket victory in the final T20 International in Chattogram. Bangladesh were bowled out for 151 after collapsing from 107 for 2, losing 8 wickets for just 44 runs. Ramara Shepherd was the star with the ball, taking a hat-trick spread across 2 overs, a feat he didn't even realize until teammate Jason Holder told him. In reply, the West Indies recovered from early trouble thanks to Amir Jangu's quick 34 and a superb 9-1 stand between Akeem Auguste and stand-in captain Roston Chase. Both struck half-centuries, Auguste hammering 5 sixes, while Chase played with calm precision. Though both fell in the 16th over, the West Indies comfortably chased the target to complete their first T20 International Series sweep in several years, ending a 7-series losing streak. World Athletics has dismissed 2 employees and a consultant after uncovering a corporate theft exceeding 1.5 million euros. The BBC reported that the fraud, which occurred over several years, was discovered during the organization's first audit under new financial leadership. 1 staff member had already left before detection, while the others were terminated after an internal probe. The cases have been referred to judicial authorities for criminal investigation. President Sebastian Coe said the body is committed to recovering stolen funds using the full force of the law, and stressed that World Athletics will not conceal such misconduct. The organization plans to implement enhanced financial controls to strengthen accountability and prevent similar incidents in the future. Still ahead, Jamaica begins its long road to recovery after Hurricane Melissa, plus trade talks between the U.S. and Canada remain halted. and King Charles takes decisive action against Prince Andrew. Welcome back. Recovery efforts are underway in Jamaica following the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa. At least 19 people have died in Jamaica following the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa, which struck the island earlier this week as a powerful Category 5 storm. Information Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon says entire communities have been flattened, roads destroyed, and thousands remain without electricity, water, or shelter.
The death toll, and I know this is the one that breaks everybody's heart. Last night I would have reported that there were 19 confirmed deaths, 19 Jamaicans who lost their lives. And this morning I've confirmed that that number has not changed. But we have reports that are quite credible of the potential of 4 bodies being in Westmoreland that need to be retrieved and 1 in St. Elizabeth. We do not count the numbers until the JCF has been able to go to the site and retrieve the body and confirm it. So we're still at 19 confirmed, but we do expect that that number will change today.
Relief efforts are underway, but access to many western areas remains difficult due to fallen trees, damaged bridges, and blocked roads. To speed up the national response, the government has established several cabinet subcommittees to lead recovery and relief operations. At the center is the Relief and Recovery Oversight Committee, co-chaired by Ministers Desmond McKenzie and Darrell Vass, with support from other senior ministers. A private sector committee led by Senator Keith Duncan and Minister Audrey Marks is coordinating business contributions, while Minister Olivia Grange will mobilize the church community, and Minister Robert Montague will focus on reconnecting displaced families. The government says the teams are working around the clock to restore essential services, deliver aid, and begin rebuilding efforts across the hardest-hit regions. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump said today that trade talks with Canada will not restart, 1 week after he called them off over a controversial Ontario government ad. The ad used clips of former President Ronald Reagan criticizing tariffs as a short-term solution.
When someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time.
The Reagan Foundation called the ad misleading, while Trump has accused Canada of misrepresentation. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has since agreed to pause the ad campaign after running it during the October 24th to November 1st World Series to reach American viewers. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has also expressed readiness to resume negotiations, saying discussions had been constructive and focused on lowering tariffs on steel, aluminum, and autos that have hurt Canada's economy. But White House officials say frustration has built up, accusing Canada of being difficult to negotiate with. Trump's advisors said further talks are futile unless Canada takes trade more seriously. The standoff adds new strain to North America's trade relationship ahead of next year's review of the 2020 Free Trade Pact. Finally, this evening, Britain's King Charles has stripped his brother, Prince Andrew, of his royal title and ordered him to leave his Windsor home in a decisive move to distance the monarchy from the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Andrew, now known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, has also lost his lease to the Royal Lodge mansion and will relocate to a smaller residence on the Sandringham estate. Buckingham Palace said the king's decision, made with support from the wider royal family, was necessary despite Andrew's continued denial of sexual abuse allegations. The statement expressed sympathy for victims of abuse, calling the action a matter of duty and conscience. Andrew, once a naval officer and trade envoy, has faced years of scrutiny over his friendship with Epstein and a settlement of a lawsuit brought by Virginia Giroff, who died earlier this year. The King's move marks one of the most severe disciplinary actions against a royal in modern British history, as Charles seeks to preserve the monarchy's integrity amid waning public support. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you next time for more Ignite News.